Imagine stepping into a quiet room where time itself seems to slow down. The air carries a faint scent of freshly ground matcha. A single ray of sunlight filters through the shoji screens, painting soft patterns of light across the tatami floor. A woman dressed in a silk kimono kneels gracefully. Her every movement is deliberate, pouring, whisking, bowing. No words are spoken, but somehow the silence feels full. You hear the gentle click of bamboo against ceramic, a rhythm older than memory. You can almost sense your own heartbeat syncing with the soft murmur of boiling water. This isn't just making tea. It's an art, a meditation, a philosophy shaped by centuries of discipline and serenity. Welcome to the Japanese tea ceremony, or Chanoyu, also known as Sadō, the way of tea. Today on Culture Journey, we'll step into this world of stillness and simplicity to discover how something as ordinary as tea became a sacred path toward harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. So, pour yourself a cup, take a deep breath, and let's begin. The tea ceremony is one of Japan's most iconic cultural traditions, but it didn't begin as a sophisticated ritual. Its roots stretch back over 1,000 years, to a time when Buddhist monks first brought powdered green tea, matcha, from China to Japan. Originally, monks drank tea to stay awake during long hours of meditation. Over time, this simple act evolved into something much deeper, a reflection of spiritual refinement, aesthetic beauty, and social harmony. By the 16th century, under the influence of masters like Sen no Rikyo, the tea ceremony became a cornerstone of Japanese culture, a discipline that unites art, architecture, philosophy, and human connection. To the Japanese, the ceremony isn't about the flavor of tea. It's about the moment shared between host and guest. Every gesture, every sound, every silence carries meaning. And perhaps in our busy modern lives, this ancient art still whispers a message we've forgotten, that sometimes the greatest luxury is simply to move slowly. The Japanese call it Sadō, literally, the way of tea. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. Each tea ceremony follows 4 guiding principles: harmony, respect, sei, purity, and jaku, tranquility. Harmony flows between host, guest, utensils, and even the season. Respect is shown in every bow and every humble movement. Purity is not just about cleanliness, it's about clearing the mind of clutter. And tranquility is the quiet joy that comes when all the others are achieved. You might wonder, how can something so simple, making tea, carry so much meaning? That's the beauty of it. In the tea ceremony, nothing is wasted, and nothing is rushed. Every action, no matter how small, becomes a form of meditation. As one tea master once said, as Sen no Rikyo taught, tea is simply this: boil water, make tea, and drink it with sincerity. Yet in that simplicity lies a lifetime of learning. Before a single drop of tea is poured, the space itself tells a story. The traditional tea house, or chashitsu, is designed to invite humility and calm. Guests enter through a small sliding door so low that everyone, no matter how powerful, must bow to pass through. Inside, there are no decorations shouting for attention. Just a hanging scroll with a seasonal poem and a single flower arranged in quiet balance. Even the sound of footsteps on tatami mats feels intentional. The roji, the garden path leading to the tea room, is just as important. Covered in moss and pebbles, it represents a symbolic journey from the outer, noisy world to an inner space of peace. Imagine walking through it after a long day, hearing only the rustle of bamboo leaves and the gentle trickle of water from a stone basin. Wouldn't your mind start to slow down too? Fun fact, did you know that during a traditional ceremony, the host might spend days preparing the space, choosing the right bowl, polishing the kettle, even adjusting the paper screens to let in just the right amount of natural light? It's that attention to detail that transforms a simple act into an experience of beauty. When the ceremony begins, every gesture follows an ancient choreography. The host enters silently, carrying utensils that have been cared for as if they were treasures. The tea bowl, the bamboo whisk, the ladle, each is handled with reverence. Hot water is poured into the bowl, a small scoop of bright green matcha added, then whisked until a fine froth forms on the surface. Guests observe in silence. Then, with a gentle bow, they receive the bowl and softly say, "O Sakini, I humbly drink before you." Before drinking, the guest turns the bowl slightly, so as not to sip from its most beautiful side, a gesture of respect and humility. That first taste of matcha is slightly bitter, grassy, pure, But in that moment, surrounded by quiet, it feels like tasting now. It's not about liking or disliking the flavor. It's about being fully present. If you were sitting there, in that silence, with the steam curling softly between you and your host, would you feel calm? Awkward? Or maybe peaceful in a way that's hard to find elsewhere? The tea ceremony is deeply tied to the Japanese aesthetic of wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection and impermanence. A cracked tea bowl isn't discarded, it's repaired with gold using kintsugi, turning the flaw into part of the story. A fading flower or falling leaf reminds us that nothing lasts forever, and that's what makes each moment precious. Sen no Rikyu, perhaps the most revered tea master, once said, "Tea is nothing but this. First you boil water, then you make the tea and drink it. That is all. But if you do it right, it is enough." In his philosophy, tea was a way to cultivate humility and awareness, values Japan still holds dear today. It's fascinating, isn't it? In a world that rewards speed and perfection, the tea ceremony celebrates imperfection and stillness. So what if we all practiced a little tea ceremony in our daily lives? Not literally making matcha, but learning to pause, to breathe, to appreciate the quiet moments that often go unnoticed. In modern Japan, traditional tea ceremonies are still performed in temples, tea schools, and cultural festivals, but younger generations have also reimagined it, blending old rituals with modern art, music, and even digital technology. Some hosts now hold no-date, open-air tea gatherings by rivers or in city parks, inviting anyone to join. Others use virtual reality to teach the art of Sadō to students around the world. And in recent years, tea masters have brought the ceremony abroad, from Paris museums to New York cultural centers, sharing the art of stillness with the world. The spirit, however, remains unchanged. Whether you're sipping matcha in Kyoto or at a small cafe halfway across the globe, the essence of the tea ceremony is the same: to slow down, connect, and appreciate the present moment. You might be surprised to know that in Japan, even business leaders and students often take tea ceremony lessons, not to learn etiquette, but to learn focus and mindfulness. Because when you master the art of slowing down, you start to see life differently. If you could attend a tea ceremony tomorrow, what would you be most curious to experience? The taste of matcha, the quietness, or the feeling of stepping outside time itself? The Japanese tea ceremony is more than a ritual. It's a mirror reflecting the soul of a culture that finds grace in simplicity and meaning in every motion. Through the rhythm of boiling water and the whisper of bamboo whisking matcha, we're reminded that beauty doesn't always shout, it often whispers. In every bowl of tea lies an invitation to slow down, to be present, to see the world not as something to conquer, but as something to appreciate. As we end today's journey, maybe we can carry a little of that spirit with us. The next time you make tea, do it slowly. Notice the warmth of the cup, the swirl of steam, the quiet around you. Because in that pause, in that single breath, you might just find what the tea masters have known for centuries, that peace isn't found in doing more, but in being here, fully. If today's journey through the world of the Japanese tea ceremony touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts below. Would you like to experience a real Chanoyu someday? And of course, subscribe to Culture Journey to keep exploring more beautiful traditions from around the world, one story, one culture, one peaceful moment at a time.